Hello everybody, Nerdy Painter here, and today we are going to do a how-to video as part of my how-to series. And today I'm going to show you guys how I go about enhancing a canvas. So this particular canvas my son picked out, and I'm getting ready to order some drills for it for DP and sparklers so that in a few weeks when I start working on this, I have everything that I need. So I thought I would kind of walk you guys through how I do this. So this is the image. This is Mamba by Roman's Art. And it is a 40 by 50. This is from Dreamer Designs Overseas collection. It's in a square. And they only had one AB. Sorry, hit you guys. They only had one AB charted for this, and that's this. Okay, so this one just kind of screams to be enhanced, so that works out. And I thought this would be a good one to show you guys since there's not really any enhancements already. So the only place that AB is in some of the centers of these flowers and a little bit in his eye. So it's in the center of the flowers and then just a little in his eye. So it really doesn't have a lot already charted. So I think this will be a good one to kind of show you guys what I do and how I go about looking at a canvas and decide what I want to do. So let me grab my kind of cheat sheet. This is what I use. This I got from DP and Sparklers, and it basically will just show you all of the DMC codes. And if we pick one where they don't have the same color, then it will show you some other colors that could match. So I like to have this on hand as we're looking so that if I like something but it's not available, we can kind of look to see what else is. So the first things that I do is I kind of just look at the canvas. I see where the specials are already at, which this one is easy. It's literally just in the center of the flowers. And then I kind of go from there. So the first thing as I'm looking at this canvas that I think would look really cool, and again, this is for my 8-year-old son. He really likes glitter, crystal ABs. He really likes the crystal ABs, and he likes just the crystals. So keep that in mind as I'm showing you. So I'm kind of tailoring this to what I know he will like. So not necessarily what I would pick if I was doing this for myself, but I'm kind of tailoring it towards him. So with that said, I think it would be really cool to make the dragon, and we did decide this was a dragon. I asked you guys if you thought it was like a snake or a dragon or some other creature, and the consensus is that you guys think it's a dragon. So I'm going to call it a dragon. So I think it would look really cool if the dragon was glow in the dark. So I'm going to get a glow in the dark for all the outlining, like all the scales, just for the dragon. I'm just going to kind of outline him, outline his ears, and that's going to be in glow in the dark. Now, DP with Sparklers, this color, this like dot symbol is 939 on this canvas, and DP with Sparklers does not have 939 in glow in the dark. They only have black. So I'm going to get it in black. I think that will be fine. They're close enough that I don't think it will be an issue. And again, I'm only using that around the dragon, in the eye here, along the outline of the horn, the ears, and then any of the interior scales and things like that. That's where I'm going to use it. So any of the outlining on the flowers or the background, like right here, there's a bunch. I'm not going to use it here. I'm only using it to outline the dragon and outline the scales so that when you have the light off, the dragon will really show in the dark. So I think that will look really cool, and I think you will like that. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. And then, so the next thing I do is I just kind of start looking at what do I want to enhance. So I think I really want to enhance the flowers in this canvas. And I also wanted to enhance his eye. My son likes crystals, so I think a crystal, let me zoom in just a little bit so we can see a little closer. So I really think a crystal would look pretty here. Now this has like 4 or 5 different colors. And so that I don't have to buy 4 or 5 different color crystals, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to buy for this C, and I don't know if it's quite close enough that you guys can see this, but if you can see this symbol C, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a crystal in the C color, which C is 3822. I'm going to buy a crystal and I'm just going to extend it. I'm probably going to cover up the 3, which is the AB in this kit. And I'm just going to kind of cover up the 3. I might even cover up the M. And I'm just going to make that all C crystal in his eye. And then I'll see how that looks. If it doesn't look right, then I can always take it out. But that's kind of what I'm going to do with the C. So I'm going to purchase 3822 in crystal. And I'm going to put it here in his eye. And then what else I'm going to do with that C is there's some right here and there's some right here. And this is the hair on the dragon. So you can see in the picture, it's a little easier to see. You can see how, there we go. Can you guys see that? So this is like his hair. So in his hair, I'm going to also add that crystal. I just think that will look cool. And I know my son will like having that crystal. So that's what I'm going to do with the C crystal. So that's what I'm adding to his hair and to his eye. And then I just kind of started looking at the flowers and deciding, okay, what am I going to do to the flowers? So firstly, let's kind of go down here. You can see this flower has a lot of, let me zoom you in a little closer so we can actually see the symbols. So you can see this 3 dots symbol kind of outlines the flower a little bit. And so that symbol, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a crystal again, because you could also do an AB here, which is normally probably what I would choose. But because I know my son really likes the crystal, I'm going to pick a crystal. So I'm going to pick for the 3 dots, which is, where are you? 3 dots. Okay, it's 720 on the chart, 720. So I'm going to pick a crystal for that. And then to go along with that flower, I'm going to take the M symbol. So you see the M. I'm going to make the M symbol a fairy dust. So for this particular flower, we're going to have a crystal, and then we're going to have a fairy dust. The C symbol you can see here, which I have a crystal coming, but I'm not going to use that in this flower. I'm only going to use the crystal that I got for the 3 dots, and then the M fairy dust for that flower. Then if we go up here, this one has some M in it, which I will also use that same fairy dust. And then I'm going to get a flower symbol, this flower symbol, which kind of outlines it. You see this? I'm going to get a glitter for that symbol. I'm not sure if I will put it here or not. I need to see how it looks. I may just use the M fairy dust for this flower, these 2 flowers, because the glitter that I got, or I'm going to get, I should say, I actually got for this flower. So I don't know if I'll use it in that flower, but I'm in this flower, the flower symbol in the flower. That's confusing to say. The flower symbol in the flower, I'm going to use a glitter because my son really likes the glitter, and they don't have glitter or an option for this one, which the flower symbol is 3857. So let me show you kind of what we do. So we're going to go to our sheet, and you can download this for free and print it out on DP with Sparklers. I can't remember exactly where I found it, but I'm sure if you go to their Facebook page, it probably is under like their pinned, like their pinned features or something. So 3853, which is what this one is. No, it's not. I'm lying. It's 3857. 3857. There we go. So 3857. It shows you all of the changes you could make, round and square. So they don't have a glitter, or they didn't have a glitter in this color. They show that you can change it to a glitter 801. So the 801 is a lot more brown than this one. This one's more of like a purpley, this one's more of a brown, but I think it will be okay when we add the glitter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sub that. So for 3857, I'm going to get glitter 801 in square. And I'm going to mainly, I'm going to buy it for this particular flower. And it's the actual flower symbol. So I'm going to use it here. Now, if I think it will look okay once I start working, I will also add it to this flower over here. I will just see if the glitter and the fairy dust, if they play well together, or if that brown is maybe too dark to go with the fairy dust here. We'll just have to see, and I won't be able to know that until I start working on it. So the glitter I got for this flower. Okay, so hopefully you guys are still following me. So then when we go down to this flower, you can see in this flower, there's our 3 dots again. But what I'm going to do on this flower is instead of doing the 3 dots here, I'm going to make the 3 dots regular, what comes with the kit. And then this slash symbol, I'm going to change to a crystal AB. My son really loves the crystal ABs, and so I think that will look really good, and it will kind of play off the other flower. So one flower will have the crystal, the other one's going to have crystal AB. So in this flower, I'm not going to use the 3 dot symbol and change it to the crystal. I'm going to leave it plain, and I'm going to do the slash symbol. I'm going to do a crystal AB. And then the M will still be the fairy dust that we picked. So that's kind of how I'm going to do that flower. There is some M symbol down in this flower. So we will add that. And then I'm also going to add a pixie dust to the number 2s. So number 2 is down here, and there will be some pixie dust there. And then there's number 2 here in this flower. This 2 is going to be a pixie dust. I really wanted to do the Y as like an AB or a crystal AB, but they have nothing for Y. So Y is 3, nope, that's not the right one. Oh yes, it is, sorry. So Y is 3721. You know what, guys? When I was looking at this, I looked at the wrong symbol. So maybe they do have it. So let's look together. So 3721, I was looking at the regular Y, and they don't have anything for that color, but I was looking at the wrong one. So maybe let's look and see if they have it. So here is 3721. So they do, let's see, they have a crystal, they have a glitter you can change it to. So they still really don't have anything for that one. So I might look, I'll look when we're off video because I'm using my phone to film, to see if maybe that crystal could work, because I was looking at the wrong symbol. I was looking at the regular Y right here, and they didn't have anything for that color. But it's actually an upside down Y. So, because I really wanted to use that as like an AB, or like here as like an AB or a crystal. That's why I changed to this flower symbol, because they didn't have anything. But I think it could still work out. So the 2 in this flower is going to be, like I said, a pixie dust. And then the 2 here throughout this flower will also be a pixie dust. So that's going to kind of take care of those flowers right there. And then as we move up, so, and this is kind of just what I do. I just go through the whole canvas and kind of decide what I'm going to do. So for these flowers over here, for this flower right here, let me zoom you in a little closer so you can actually see the symbols. Okay, so we see a lot of 1 here, and I messed up this one too. This is the one thing I don't like about Dreamer Design. So if you can see here, number 1 is actually a P. And so I kept saying number 1, and I'm like, that is not color. That's not the right color. Well, that's because that's the P symbol, not number 1. Number 1 is actually, let me find it, is actually down here at 33. It's like, just make 1 1. Like, why you gotta make it difficult, you know? So that confused me for a second, but I figured it out. So the number 1 symbol is 3328, and I'm gonna make that a crystal AB. Now, I also, down here, which I kind of skipped over. So let me bring us back. This like less than symbol, I'm also making a crystal AB. Now they don't have 221, which is what this color is. So again, we had to go here. We have to look up 221. So let's go see. So 221, you can see they don't have a crystal or a crystal AB in 221. So what I did was I changed it to a crystal, and they have a crystal AB in 150. So I changed it to 150 and it's going to be a crystal AB. So that's going to be this less than symbol down here. So in this flower, you know, the less than symbol is going to be crystal AB. But when we move up here to these flowers, so you can see this less than symbol again, I'm going to leave this plain. I'm going to leave this one alone here because I'm going to make the number 1 a crystal AB. So I'm not going to use, because that would be a lot of crystal AB. That would just be the whole entire flower, crystal AB. So I'm going to not use the less than symbol, and I'm going to use the number 1 and make a crystal AB. Okay, so that's kind of how that flower is going to go. And then over here, you can see this slash symbol again, and that slash symbol is going to be a crystal AB. So I'm going to keep that the same. That is going to be the crystal AB. I'm not going to use the less than symbol, and I'm not going to use the flower symbol. I might use the flower symbol or the glitter, but I will probably just use the slash symbol and just do a crystal AB in this flower. And then up here, there's a lot of M, which we will use our fairy dust M. I'm not going to use this C crystal. I'm not going to use that here. I'm only going to use that in his hair, which is towards the front here. And then lastly, for flowers, up here, this little scent symbol, I'm going to also use a glitter for that. And again, that's because my son really likes the glitter. So this bunch of flowers will have glitter. And so I just try and kind of not make each flower, let me zoom you back out. I try to make not each flower, like I don't want all the flowers to be all crystal, all AB. You definitely could do that, but I just want to put some more dimension and have like, you know, like each of the flowers be something a little bit different. And so maybe as I'm doing it, I might change my mind a little bit. But those are kind of my initial thoughts. There's also some of that flower symbol up here. So that one would be a glitter. And so I'll just kind of see. So it'll be like glitter, fairy dust, crystal AB, crystal, glitter. And then down here, there will be some, what do we say? The flower symbol. So this one will have some glitter in it. And then this one will have some fairy dust and some crystal AB. So it'll just kind of change from flower to flower so that not all the flowers are the same. And then for the dragon, I wanted to just put, so these darker colors here, like the upside down or the sideways H, this kind of like bow tie symbol, they don't have any matches for that color, which I think is okay, because I think if I'm trying to highlight, I should probably go with the lighter color. So this 7, which you see here, like throughout his face, and then right here in these lighter spots, I'm going to make that a pixie dust. I'm going to turn that into a pixie dust. And that's really all I'm going to do with the dragon besides, you know, his hair and his eye. And then right here in his belly, this anchor symbol, let me move you in. So this anchor symbol, I'm also going to make that a pixie dust. So it'll kind of just put a little bit of glow on his belly, and then a little bit of highlighting in these lighter colors of the dragon. So that's kind of my plan for this one and how I kind of look at it. Of course, I will get all of these, and then once I get them here, especially the ones that I had to change because they didn't have the correct color, if when I get it, the color is way off or I don't like how the color looks, then I won't use it. I'll just save it for a different painting. But those are kind of my initial thoughts for this one. and then I will order it, like I said, and when it gets here, I will kind of lay it out and see how it looks. The only other thing I may add, and I need to go look, is my son really wanted these leaves, like he really wants more glitter. So I might see if they have like a green glitter that I can add to these leaves. So I'm just gonna search for these colors. So like for instance, this is, I'll just kind of show you like my process. So like for instance, this kind of like half moon or whatever symbol we would call that. So that is, let's see, that's 3363. So let's look on our sheet at 3363 and let's see if they have a glitter or something that he may like. Now again, if I was doing this painting for myself, I wouldn't be adding this because I don't think you need to necessarily highlight the leaves. You obviously could, you can do whatever you want, but if I was doing this more for me, I wouldn't highlight the leaf area. But I know he really likes the green with the glitter, and so he would like that. So 3363 for square, they do have a couple glitter options. So it looks like they have glitter in 890 and they have glitter in 3363. So they do have glitter in that particular color. So I might add that to my order and just add some glitter for him in the leaves because that's what he wants. So I probably will do that actually. So when I get off, I will add that to the list. And so that's kind of what we will do. So that's kind of how I do it. Now I'm going to go on there. This is kind of how I write it up on how I want to do it, where I want it to go. Like I said here, for my number 1 symbol, I'm going to use 3328, which is a crystal AB at the top flower. I'm not going to use the crystal AB in this symbol because I'm using it for the number 1. So I just kind of make myself notes, otherwise I will totally confuse myself. So that's kind of how I do it. So let me know down below if this was helpful to you. If you guys want me to start doing videos like this, I definitely don't mind. I have an order coming for, I think, 4 or so paintings. My next couple paintings, I've already done this and ordered the specials. So if you guys want to see where I put those specials and kind of see the process like I'm showing you here, but when I actually have the drills, I can make you guys a video showing you that. So let me know down below if that's something that you're interested in, because I won't make the videos if you guys aren't interested. Give me a like if you would, to let me know you enjoy videos like this, and I will definitely continue making them because I do pretty much bling out every painting I do now. So I can definitely make videos like this for you guys if it's helpful to you. You can let me know down below if there's any areas that you see that you would have blinged out or things that you would have done differently. I'd love to hear from you guys. And if you stay till the end, maybe leave a flower emoji, because there has to be a flower. I always give you guys emojis and they're never available, so I know they have to have a flower. So maybe leave me a flower emoji, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye guys.